Hi guys, it's Amy. If you can maximize your coil in the backswing, you will maximize your power at the golf ball. So today, for those of you who want to pick up more distance, I'm going to show you how to coil properly in the backswing. If your club face is square throughout the whole backswing and the club face stays on plane throughout the backswing, most likely you're going to hit it straight. And if you can coil properly, you will hit it straight and long, and that's ideally what we want, right? So in order to do those things, you need to know how to sync up your hands and your body properly, and you need to know how to hinge properly. So let's start with the sync first. So when you're when you're synchronized, what that means is that you have turned 45 degrees from your hips, your chest is 90 degrees, and your hands are ear high. So it kind of goes all together and kind of completes at the same time. But if you're out of sync, it'll kind of look like this. If you use your hands to take it back, your hands are finished and your hips are just starting to turn, your hands aren't really going to wait for your hips. It's just going to start down by itself, and then hips will have to follow through again. And that is not going to give you any coil or distance, right? And the other way a lot of people do is if you have your hips going way too fast, then hips are already completed when the hands aren't even halfway done, then the hips are going to fire, and then you're going to get stuck and lose a lot of accuracy and distance. So basically, to sync properly, if you use your shoulders and hands too much to control the backswing, then higher probabilities you're going to be out of sync. If you use more the body as your main control for the backswing, it is a lot easier to sync up your hands to the body. So I've prepared a quick drill to have you feel what it feels to have the body control the backswing. So I have a towel in my hand. What you're gonna do is you're gonna fold it in half, you're gonna stick it under your armpits like this, and you're going to do a lot of half swings. You can hit golf balls this way. Even if you kind of make a bigger swing, the towel isn't really going to fall down. So don't be afraid and don't do little swings like this, and really make half swings, okay? When you do this, what happens is your hands are not able to kind of go by itself without the body moving. It's all kind of become one piece kind of thing. So your whole body is going to have to turn in order for your hands to go back as well. So you're going to definitely feel your thighs and your hips and your obliques working together with your hands. So a lot of people sit at the desk all day long at work, or a lot of people have bad backs, or a lot of people have less flexibility in their low back. So I don't really recommend those people to kind of stabilize their lower body and really twist to coil their upper body. I mean, this is probably good for someone a lot younger, a lot stronger, but this puts so much stress on your back. I really don't recommend you coiling that way. I would recommend you coiling from your thighs, hips, and obliques, kind of in one big motion together, one piece like this. If you do this, what happens is you're gonna feel more of the coil in your thighs. It takes the stress away from your back. So those of you who have a bad back or a less flexibility in there will be able to create a full turn, full coil without much damage to your body. So I really highly recommend that. When you do this, you see how my thighs are really twisted. So when I kind of fire my thighs through, it'll create so much more power through the golf ball, and you'll feel like you just hit the golf ball automatically without much effort. The only thing you have to be careful with this whole body turning is that you don't want to turn and twist your knees. Your knees are designed to basically fold and extend in this direction. If you start turning your knees like this, you will hurt your ankles and knees, and we don't want to do that, right? So basically, you're gonna have to do some trial and error. You need to figure out if it's your thighs and hips and obliques turning or your knees and ankles twisting and turning. See the difference? So you need to find that feeling for yourself. And since you understand the coil, let's move on to hinging. So I have talked about hinging in different videos. So today I'm just gonna give you some checkpoints so you can work on it in front of the mirror. All right, so when you set up, let's pretend this is a clock. This is 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. When your left arm points at 8 o'clock, the club is parallel to the ground, it's parallel to the target, and if you look at it from the side, at 8 o'clock, the club head is where the hand is at, and you see how the club head is square right there? It's very good. Even if you're a little bit shut, it's okay. But I want you, 8 o'clock, to look exactly like this, parallel to the ground, parallel to the target, with the face at the hand. And then once you go into your 9 o'clock position, this is halfway through. Arm is pointing at 9 o'clock, parallel to the ground. Club, you've basically finished hinging at this point. This is 90 degrees, making an L. If you look at it from the side, again, makes an L. You want your hands to be more in front of your chest, or your right chest is fine. You do not want it to dip inside like that. That means you're probably pulling with your right arm, or out like this. You're probably lifting with your arms. No good, right? So in front of your chest, slight shaft lean to it. We don't want it straight up or too flat. Then you get off plane and your club head starts doing funny stuff, and then you lose distance. Okay, so third checkpoint would be the top position. At the top position, you want your hips 45 degrees, shoulders 90 degrees, your hands about ear high-ish, and you can have your club parallel to the ground or shy of it. It doesn't really matter as long as you have coiled to the maximum, right? So from the side, when you do this correctly, your left arm covers the right shoulder, and your hands are slightly behind your ears right here, okay? We don't want it covering your face. Flat to the point where you see your right shoulder. That's no good. That's off plane. Okay, right here is what we want. So when we get into that 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and a top position right here, you really want to do a lot of mirror work so you get it in the right slot with the shaft in the correct spot. Okay, so I've shown you the towel drill under your armpits to feel the body moving together with your hands. And then I showed you 3 different checkpoints to get your hinging going correctly. I hope you can really drill this in so you can really maximize your coil. Therefore, you'll be able to outdrive everybody in your group. Okay, hope you're able to follow along. If you have any questions, don't forget to come visit me at my Instagram, Facebook, and my website, and leave questions, comments, and I will see you in the next lesson.